It's 3 o'clock on Wednesday, the 12th of May, 2010, and 3 o'clock on Wednesdays, that means it's time for my favorite show of all time, the Laura Dion-Jones Show. Host, Laura Dion-Jones, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing Marvy. You know that's one of my favorite words.
Of
and you're
course.
just flattering me, telling me this is your favorite show.
Oh, what other show is there that's my favorite show?
Yours?
My show? I don't like my own show. It always needs to be fixed and tweaked. You know, the clouds are out today, the sun is not shining, but you have brightened my afternoon up just by showing up this afternoon, so...
Thank you.
Now I'm McCheesing it up just a little bit for you.
McCheesing it. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Elgin's Biggest Losers in the studio with us today.
And for the first time in 8 weeks, we can all fit in the studio, huh?
Yeah, that's a way to look at it. You know what? Today's show is brought to you again by Snobhound's Canine Clothing Company. Think Nike meets Donna Karan, but for canines. And KC Tool, an automotive specialty tool company. And in the studio with us today are the one, the only, Mike Hunziker, running our board and fielding our phone calls. He's the morning cup of coffee guy here with the Daily Show. And my usual co-host, Jeff Myers, will be just a little bit later. I'm hoping he shows, as will George Rawlinson and Kyle Balt on the YouTube camera, which are Elgin's Biggest Loser second place winner, Lisa Eby, has kindly set up for us. And let's see what we're going to talk about first. You're listening to the Laura Dion-Jones Show. That's obvious, on WRMN 1410 AM. So bear with me because I was told no real script today, and you know how I like things organized. If you've got something to say, please call in and say it at 847-931-1410. We've had an overwhelming response to the wonderful article written by Janelle Walker in last Thursday's Courier. Did you see that, Mikey?
Of course I did.
Oh, yeah, you were mentioned in it. And when I saw her interviewing you at the final weigh-in, I wanted to have a conniption.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know you don't have to be sorry,
I am sorry.
But you know what? At first, I didn't realize what you were telling her.
Mm.
If you want to let everybody know that you gained like 2 pounds in 8 weeks, however, you stopped smoking, and you could have gained 20 in 8 weeks.
It feels like that. Today's my 99th day.
No kidding.
Without a
really?
cigarette. And I don't think I could have done it without you because, as I said, towards my first couple of weeks of not smoking, you had given me some pamphlets because you caught wind that I was a smoker.
Mm-hmm.
You came in the next week with some pamphlets of what happens to your body when you quit.
Did that help you?
Oh my goodness, I looked at that constantly. What can I look forward to next week? What can I look forward to next month? The air sacs in your lungs healing themselves. The taste buds coming back, which they have, and food is so wonderful. It's so wonderful to have food that tastes as opposed to food that doesn't taste.
Pay attention, Michelle. Michelle Mitchell is a smoker.
Okay.
Currently,
Okay.
she comes up to me in the parking lot puffing away in her Blackhawks jersey, I might add. She's a yay Blackhawks.
Just the last bit of information about smoking. I have dreams at night of smoking cigarettes. Some of the best dreams I've ever had in my life. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's easy at all. I wake up feeling guilty, feeling just horrible, like I just cheated on my no smoking. And it's not true, but it's still very satisfying. I still look forward to those times during the day where I usually have a cigarette. I still miss those times. Although the feelings are fleeting and far between now.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is so wonderful. And I guarantee you, with my taste buds working as they are,
That's dangerous.
I would have been huge by now.
I think you would have gained much more than 2 pounds.
I know so. I know
once
so.
Once I realized what you were telling Janelle when she was taking an interview with you, and then I got it, because at first I was like, no, don't interview him.
He didn't do very well.
It's going to make me look bad. But he didn't. You didn't at all.
Well, hopefully the people out there that didn't do so well can look forward to, you're not alone. I'm sure you didn't lose all the weight that you lost the first time you tried,
Oh,
right?
no. Are you kidding me?
So that's
No.
what I'm saying.
No.
You're going to have some winners and you're going to have some losers, but if we all keep trying, we're all going to be successful.
Everybody was a winner.
Mhm.
And so many people are interested in joining our Elgin's Biggest Loser 2 contest. With the official weigh-in will be on June 2nd from 5 to 6 p.m. at the Taylor Y on McLean Boulevard, right here in Elgin. And please email me for more info if you're interested in participating at Dion-Jones, Dionjones, Dion-Jones at AOL.com. And meanwhile, what would Wednesday be without a shout-out to our very famous favorite friend, Amos Nicholson, and loyal listener, and probably our oldest fan. And you know what, Amos? I watched Amelia Earhart movie this weekend with, what's her name? Hilary Swank and Richard the Fox Gere. And
nice.
so I'm real into that aeronautical stuff, and you know about Amos and all his flying and everything. Which reminds me of the quote of the week. Here we go. We learn from failure much more than from success. We often discover what we will do by finding out what we will not do, like daily cardio. And probably he who never made a mistake never made a discovery. And that was by Samuel Smiles. And he lived in 1812, died 1904, and he was a Scottish author. So come discover the new you by joining us in our Elgin's Biggest Loser 2 contest beginning June 2nd. Again, email me, Dion-Jones at AOL.com, for all the details. Now, I would like to introduce our guest. Our first Elgin's Biggest Loser guest is Clarence Hayward, and he's the winner of the first Elgin's Biggest Loser contest. So, Clarence, let's talk about how many pounds you lost in 8 weeks first.
Well, thanks, Laura, for having me. And as you may know, I walked into the final weigh-in carrying 4 8-pound bags of potatoes and 1 5-pound bag to visually represent that I lost 37.6 pounds in 8 weeks, or almost 19% of my body weight. I had been weighed in at the start at 197 and ended at 159.
I think that was great, and when I saw you, when I came out of the ladies' room just now and walked into the green room, and I saw you, and I thought, who is that? And then you picked your head up, and I saw that it was you. It was like, I can't get used to you yet. It's such a dramatic change. Let me ask you about your Elgin's Biggest Loser experience and why you joined in the first place.
Okay, well, before I even heard about the Biggest Loser contest, I had my consultation with my diabetes doctor, Dr. Lucy Bianchi at Winter's Family Practice. And she was telling me that the next time I come in with my blood work, if my A1C number was bad, she was going to put me on 1 shot of insulin a day. She already had me on 3 medications, pills, the maximum dose, and I still wasn't hitting the numbers. And I'm the biggest needle wimp there is in Elgin, and so I went home. And shortly after, I got an email from George Rawlson asking me to join this contest, and I thought, this is the way I have a chance of avoiding those needles. And I'm glad to say that I'm off of 2 medications completely, and the third one, I only take 1/4 of a dose in the morning and 1/4 of the dose at night if I haven't done much cardio or I'm not eating properly.
And how did I help motivate you?
Oh, the encouragement you gave me in the emails, and most of all, the packet you gave me at the beginning of the contest, because I read everything I get. And your booklet, I knew from experience that you talked the walk and did it. So you said cut out all the sweets. I did that. You said no potatoes, bread, rice, or pasta. I did that. You said cardio every day. I missed cardio 2 days is all in the 8 weeks.
8 weeks, that's wonderful.
And I'm glad to say that the first 5 weeks, 5 pounds came off every week.
You know, I just want to add something here. Everybody read the packets, I hope. Mostly everybody in the room read their packets. You really took everything that I said to heart. And like you said, she did it. This is how she did it. It must work. And I was impressed because you absolutely did every single thing that I recommended that you do, that you get in the packet. So for those of you interested in joining Elgin's Biggest Loser 2, you will get the same packet that Clarence did, and what you do with it is up to you. With Clarence and all the other EBL ones did, what you do with that information is strictly up to you. And we've had tremendous success. In fact, I neglected to introduce everybody in the studio. I'm so sorry. I get so excited and carried away. And so when Clarence is finished speaking, I will introduce everyone properly for being here. And also, too, I want to add, because I always caution people to consult with their doctor before starting any new diet, health, and fitness plans. Tell us a little bit more about yours and consulting with your doctor when you told her what you were doing and what your diet was actually like, so people listening will know.
Okay. Well, first of all, when I got my final blood test numbers, and I found out after the contest, or I mean shortly before the contest was over, that my cholesterol numbers, all 3 cholesterol numbers, improved 40%. Triglycerides improved 85%. My A1C got to where she wanted it, and my blood pressure improved as well. And I told her, I said, you know, I was really concerned about, because I had read that if you lose more than 2 pounds a week, that might not be too good, healthy. And she said, because I was exercising while I was dieting, then that was okay.
With the
But
daily
if I had just been losing all that weight on exercise alone, then
Or dieting alone.
yeah. Or, yeah, dieting alone, you might have a problem with, because I read you could even possibly burn fat muscle, and that certainly wouldn't be good. And so, like Laura says, talk with your doctor before you begin anything like that. And another added benefit that my wife really enjoys is, in our scout troop, I had the reputation as the loudest snorer there is, and I don't snore anymore.
Isn't that wonderful to hear? And even by you telling about your triglycerides and your HDL, LDLs, everything dropping, that's one thing that some people who don't really understand the low carb way of dieting, well, I have to eat everything low fat, and I can't eat this and I can't eat that. You can eat more of the fats than you think you can eat, because what happens, let me say for instance, you know those oatmeal commercials that you see, this town in Iowa, and everybody went on this oatmeal diet for 6 weeks and they lowered their HDL, LDL, and triglycerides. Let me just say something. If you are carbohydrate sensitive, which most people who have a struggle with their weight and have a significant amount of weight to lose, it's the carbs, pure and simple. If you go and you eat a trough of oatmeal every morning to lower your numbers, you're going to probably lower your numbers. But who in that commercial lost weight? When you see those people 6 weeks later or whatever, oh, my numbers are down, ain't none of them lost weight. And here's the thing. If you went on a healthy, low-carb lifestyle diet, your numbers would go down just by the mere fact that you were following that diet and you lost weight. So it's really not the oatmeal for a lot of people. It's the fact that they need to lose the weight. Understand? Do you know what I mean? That makes sense, doesn't it?
Everyone here shaking their head, yes, we all.
Yes, this is Radio Girls, not TV. Yes, Laura, okay. So briefly tell us now, Clarence, about your daily cardio, because I'm sure people want to know what that's like. I advocate a minimum of an hour of cardio a day if you're cardio challenged, like some people were in the beginning, and they go with, I tell them start out slow, 5 minutes one day, a couple days later, then you do 10 minutes. Mikey, are you listening?
Of course I'm listening.
Did you get the jump rope yet?
I do have a jump rope.
Because Glenn's sending you one.
Is he really?
Yes, he is. He's
Then I'll
getting
have
you a
two.
jump rope. Okay.
I got one and my daughter has one. We're going to go jump rope together.
He asked me for the report. A boxing coach friend of mine from East Bank Club was giving Mikey some tips on some cardio and different, what do you call it, interval training. But anyway, so I lost my train of thought. But Clarence, tell us about your cardio.
Okay. The first 2 weeks, what I did was I did the diet, and I walked 3 miles to work and 3 miles home. And the first 2 weeks, 5 pounds every week. Now, a month before I started the contest, my sacroiliac joint, which has arthritis and calcium deposits in it, was really killing me. So after 2 weeks, I decided I'll try swimming, whirlpool, and steam room at my fitness center. And I'm not going to disclose their name because we have the YMCA here who was so gracious to give us free membership.
Please, we'll get into that later.
Okay. But anyway, so the third, fourth, and fifth week, I decided to take pressure off my sacroiliac by swimming. And I lost 5 pounds every week by doing 30 to 45 minutes of swimming at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. And then
You're an early riser, boy.
Oh yeah, I wake up at 3:30 without an alarm clock. And so then the 6th week, I only lost 3 pounds that week. And now in the 7th and 8th weeks, I was getting worried because Lisa Eby, who came in second, was giving me a run for my money, and I didn't want her to catch me.
She was breathing down your warm-ups, man.
So I upped my cardio, and I asked you, I said, what burns more calories, swimming or walking? And you said walking. So I walked more. I walked probably an average of 10 miles a day. The last day off I had before the weigh-in, I walked 7 hours or 25 miles that day throughout the day, not all in one trip.
Cool.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what's next for Clarence.